Fender is painted. Came out really good if you ask me. I got a little bit of an orange peel here, which I'm going to go ahead and lightly sand. It's not really bad at all. Then we'll give it the flex coat. I'm using 800 grit sandpaper just to give this a light sanding. It's going to be wet sanded. So I'm just going to wet it down. And then by hand, just going to hit it up real quick. Be careful on the where the curves are on the edges. You can go right through that if you're not careful. You can feel the orange peel or the overspray, I guess I should call it, from the spray can. As you sand it, you can feel it. And you can also feel when it starts to get smooth. No need for a lot of pressure here. Alright, let me get this all done so we can give it the flex coat. Okay, now that she's sanded, I'm going to go ahead and apply the Clear FX. What I've been doing is I'm doing one coat, not heavy. Then I'm going to do the second coat, a little on the heavy side, being careful to not have any runs, and that should do it. Give it about 10 minutes for it to dry. I'll get tacky. So let it sit for a few minutes, and then I'll move it into the garage so it can dry overnight. So the top's done. It's ready for the top coat. I went ahead and hit it with 1000 grit sandpaper over the flex, just to get rid of some of that orange peel and whatnot. So that's all ready to go. I'm going to set it aside until I get a few more parts, and I'll do the clear coat all at once. I'm going to try to get the trunk ready to go and the rear fender, and I can clear coat it all at once. Alright, you're all familiar with the trunk pack. I had a crack here. So I filled it in with some epoxy, crack on this side. Now this was all like this when I bought the bike. The guy dumped the bike originally. And originally, when I got it, to fix this, I put some, this is metal with an epoxy layer over it. I did it on both sides. And that held the trunk up pretty well. But since I'm taking it all apart and painting it and getting a new cover for it, I went ahead and fiberglass resin these pieces that were still loose a little bit. Alright? So I fixed that. If you remember, I drilled a couple of holes here to keep the cracks from going any further. And then I filled it in with resin, and that seemed to hold really good. So what I did was I added some epoxy to cover this hole back up and cover this up here. And I added some epoxy on this side. What I'm going to have to do is I'm going to sand it all down with the orbital sander using I think it's 320. I'm going to use 320. Sandpaper and just get this to a smooth finish. The idea here is to paint it green, but the plastic, I'm going to go ahead and sand it down by hand because it's fading and it's looking ugly. So I'm thinking if I put a coat of paint on that, it's going to look a lot better. Alright, I'm just going to get to work. You wonder why I don't take these out. This is an upgrade I did to the Tour-Pak because I was having problems with the regular bulb, so I did an LED upgrade, and these are actually glued on, and I'm just not going to be able to take that off. And if you haven't figured out yet, I'm not going to take this down to the fiberglass. I'm just going to sand it. The paint's still in good condition in most places, so I'm just going to sand it and just leave it the way it is. Go right over that. Well, that's the plan anyways. And yeah, this is not going to be a professional job. When this paint job is done, don't expect this to be a custom paint job. This is me in my garage with spray cans and shit. Is it gonna come out better than what most people are thinking? Chances are, I think it will. But only time will tell, my friends. Time will tell. We'll see when we get it done. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and finish sanding all this, and I'll be back. Now you're probably wondering why don't I take this piece off? Because on the inside, it's all pretty much, I think this is silicone. It's all siliconed in all the way around. So it's not something that would just pop off. It's all siliconed in. Alright, tack cloth it, clean it up as best I can. Give it a coat of filler sandable primer. Doesn't look too bad. This is the side that was really bad. I'm happy with that. Not better than what it was. Before you can see all the cracks and everything. Now you can't even see any cracks or all that stuff. And it's solid, so. Alright, that's it for today. Gotta let that dry. Gotta let the fender dry. And then I'll get this painted up, flex, and then we'll clear coat all three pieces. Alright, see you later.